Hello, everybody, and welcome to Movie Couple Live. This is a show where we talk about the latest in movie news and pop culture. I'm Wendy.
I'm Dustin.
Lots of fun topics on today's show, including the What If Episode 6 spoiler discussion. We've got some Wonka news with Keegan-Michael Key added to the cast, some exclusive new images of the internals, and so much. It sounds like I said the internals, but I swear I said the Eternals. Anyway, guys, welcome to today's show. We missed you. We feel like it's been a minute. It's been a minute since
That's what happens when we miss a day. It feels like we've been gone for a really long time.
Yeah.
And as soon as we start talking, Navi gets from behind the desk and decides to come on over and say hi to everybody.
Without fail.
Hey, everybody.
She literally will ignore us for the rest of the day. But the second she knows that the camera, that we're talking to a camera and not her, she wants to be a part of the conversation. But then when we bring her up, she's all squirmy and then she doesn't want to be on camera. I don't know what she wants from us. I'm really not sure.
She just wants all the love from everybody.
Yeah. Well, we missed you guys. We hope you guys are all doing well. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's show. Lots of fun topics, like I said. And before we get into it, and before we get into Marvin's Super Chat, we just want to remind everybody that we do have a new video, a couple of them, one of them, on the channel, and that is a reaction and review to the first teaser trailer for Guillermo del Toro's Nightmare Alley. So make sure you check that out. Like and share if you can.
Really interesting. I love the vibrancy of it. I just love Guillermo del Toro's style. It's very much, you know, how Tim Burton was back in the day, where he had his kind of dark and gritty style, and Guillermo del Toro just has his beautiful, dark, gritty style. I love
certainly got a style. And say what you will about Crimson Peak, I know it's not everybody's favorite Guillermo film. I thoroughly enjoyed it. It may or may not have to do with, like, you know, me loving the cast very much. You know, Tom Hiddleston's in it.
Yeah.
Just, like, hello. So.
I'm sorry, what?
Hello, Tom Hiddleston. And then, let's see, coming soon, we've got a review, a non-spoiler review coming for Blue Bayou. This is written and directed by Justin Chon. It's distributed by Focus Features. Excellent watch. It's currently in theaters right now. It's not on VOD yet. So if you're able to go to the theater, if you feel safely doing so, we encourage you to go and see this film. The story is pretty incredible. It's about a Korean adoptee who has spent essentially his entire life in Louisiana, in the Bayou, and suddenly faces deportation because there was some missing paperworks, even though he was adopted at a very young age, and even though there were paperwork filed, and you know, he's literally can't even speak Korean.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that just has a lot of social commentary on today's situation in society. So I highly recommend it. Go check it out.
Go and check it out.
And then also check out our review on it.
Yes, as soon as I get it edited and put up, because there's just one person, it's a one-man editing team, and it's a lot. Can't handle it sometimes. All right, let's go ahead and get to the first super chat here from Marvin Martin.
Oh, I love the pug Martian.
So cute. We demand this is all now for your profile pic. You have to, it's dogs only. Dogs and Marvin the Martian.
Dogs
only.
Dressed up as Marvin Martian.
Cute.
Yeah, that one.
Marvin Martin or Marvin the Martian?
Marvin the Martian.
There you go.
Dogs dressed up as, we need to dress up Navi as Marvin the Martian.
Just so she can stay home. Oh my gosh. So in today's recommendation by Marvin writes, VG's Life is Strange. I feel like I've read that. Seen it, read it. Bully the Suffering, which is Shawshank meets The Shining. Ooh, like full, like Stephen King. That's heavy. That's heavy. Alan Wake Remastered, October 5th. That's going to be on PlayStation, I think. Which we don't have a PlayStation 5, but when we eventually get one.
I can't wait to get a PlayStation 5, but yet it's still like, to get one, it's like $1,000. And I'm like, what? I'm not buying that yet.
Well, the price isn't going to go down for a while. We know that. The availability seems to be a little bit better. And I know Movie Bunch Adam has a lot of tips and tricks on how to acquire one. It's just really the, are we ready to drop that kind of money? And when we do drop the kind of money, are we able to invest the time into the money that we've dropped on said device? So there is that. And then let's see, Jeff Castellucci Lowest bass voice on the planet. Really?
Ooh.
Lower than Felix? Felix from Stray Kids? Hold on, I need to look this up. 1 second. Oh, wait, I can just do it on my phone instead of opening a new tab so I don't kill my CPU. Hold on
Oh,
a second.
yeah. Because it's also kind of difficult to be able to pull up sound on this without having like that feedback.
Is there feedback?
Well, I think if you played it on the computer and then we, of course, would have to have music, copyright, and all of that fun stuff.
All right, let's
never
listen to
lowest bass voice on the planet. I'm intrigued.
Okay.
I'm intrigued to hear that really low bass.
It says here, House of the Rising Sun bass singer cover. So I'm just gonna have to get past this ad first.
And then also, do you want to put it on like headphones or something?
Hold on.
That's pretty deep. No, you don't want to say it too long because then we'll get
right. Well, we're talking over it too. His vibe is like so cool too. It's got like, that's pretty cool. Okay, that is pretty low. Is it low as Felix's?
I don't know. See, that's where you want to get like one of those little the tone readers, so it can actually see how high or low the pitch is.
For anybody who doesn't know, Cooking Like a Chef, I'm a 5-star Michelin. That line is specifically said by Stray Kids Felix, and it's pretty low. I'll play it for you. Oh, hold on. It's just this part, so it should be okay. And of course, now it doesn't want to. The internet can't handle Felix's.
Nope.
Like a chef, I'm a 5-star Michelin.
Oh, that's it.
Well, that's probably good.
It's
but you guys get a taste of what Felix from Stray Kids.
Yes. So you guys decide. Vote in the comments. Vote in the chat. Who, to your ears, there's no right or wrong answer. In your ears, whose voice sounds lower? Is it Felix, Stray Kids, or is it Jeff? Let us know.
Both are very low.
Both are pretty low bassy voices. Yeah.
Of course, anyone that can sing, I've always had a certain admiration for, just because my singing voice is non-existent. I can kind of hit like one or two little notes every now and again. Other than that, no, I am tone deaf.
Oh gosh. Let's see here. I want to see what some people are saying about some of the stuff we talked about. MK says, really want to see Blue Bayou.
It is.
Closest theater is over an hour away. Oof.
Wow.
Oof.
Well, I'm pretty sure it will sooner or later come out on VOD. I definitely would not be surprised for Blue Bayou to actually get some Oscar nods. It really does fit into that kind of Oscar category that they love to award. It has social commentary. It is just it's very dark and good. It's a very good character journey, and it just tells a story that we really need to hear more often.
Yeah, it's the kind of thing where you don't realize how many people it affects. Or if you've ever thought about it in your head, if you're in a similar situation, even if you have all the right paperwork filed, could it still happen to you? That's something I constantly think about. We talk about it on a review, so I don't want to drone on and on here, but there you have it. Marvin also sent in another super chat, and so let's go ahead and take a look. Thank you, Marvin, who writes, speaking of Guillermo del Toro, am I wrong for being against interspecial relationships?
Talking about Shape of Water.
Look, when it's fantastical like that, not based in real life at all, and it's just fantasy made, pretend, make believe, it can exist.
Yeah.
I say if it's based in the real world, it's a cutoff. Like we don't.
It's a little in a world of fantasy, you can explore. And also
that option, when the creature is not a specific animal, it's not a reality based animal. Like a sea creature monster technically does not exist.
Yeah, it is still a humanoid.
Ish.
Humanoid-ish. And magical, because he was able to heal people.
Magical. Fantasy only, for the most part, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it depends on how they play it, because it could sometimes be portrayed like, ugh, that's kind of wrong. Like when I look at the trailer for Lamb, A24's Lamb,
Yeah.
like we really don't know exactly what context that is happening. I should probably reach out and see if we can get a screener for that film whenever it may be coming out. But like based on what some of the people are saying in the comments, they're saying somebody had relations with the Lamb.
Mm-hmm.
But so yeah. There is that. Blade says, so no Hellboy, naughty time. Got it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because what in Hellboy that does that him and I can't remember the other girl's name, the one that could wield fire.
It's been forever since
It's been a while since I've seen that movie. But yeah, I mean, because then you have all these different mythical creatures. I mean, like you still have like fairy creatures, and because technically they're not human. But you know what? Oh, like elves. Same thing with like elves, dwarves.
Correct. So Aragorn and Arwen, technically, because human versus
elf. Different species.
I mean, look, guys, we play D&D. There's a lot of different races.
A lot of different species of humanoid in D&D.
All of various kinds, and they keep creating new ones, which is really cool. But that's a funny little super chat. Thank you so much, Marvin.
Thank you so much, Marvin.
Marvin says Narnia had to get started somewhere.
No, that's very true.
Selma Blair, lady that's the fire starter, says Star Drew. It is Selma. It is Selma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Oh, but I was trying to think of the character's name.
That I cannot remember.
That I cannot remember.
But we're going to go ahead and move on to our next topic here, which is dropped in via, I think it was MK who put it in. Maybe it have been Blade. I can't remember who it was. Put it in our Discord. But would you guys try ramen flavor soda? So let me go ahead and pull up the little link that you guys put in Discord here. I just got to get to it real quick. Hold on one second. Everything's moving.
Glorious food.
Moving a little slowly. So this is from Cup of Noodle.
I find this a little weird because I mean I can see maybe getting these for like the not the nostalgia, but for like the weird fact,
like a niche factor. Sort of a thing. Yes.
But I believe it was Blade who had mentioned somewhere in the Discord that who is actually getting this on a regular basis? Who's buying a crate of these sodas to be like, oh my gosh, these are so good. I've got to have one every day.
Someone who's really into savory sodas, which is not me. And thank you to MK and to Debbie both for dropping some of the photos and like other assets in our Discord. And here's the English translation. With the momentum of the 50th anniversary, I make quote unquote soda of cup noodles. It reproduces the, I guess it reciprocates, replicates the taste of cup noodles. So if you're prepared, brave person, please try it. You can purchase it on Amazon. It looks like Amazon Japan. You can purchase it off the Nissin online store, and the flavors are thus from left to right. Original cup noodle, I guess. We have the seafood noodles, we have the curry, and we have the chili tomato.
Yikes.
All sounds great for cup of noodle forms.
Oh, wait. Okay, so
not so great.
If we can get it off of Amazon.
No.
Okay, no, I'm sorry. I brought it up. I'm sorry.
Why would you do that?
Well, that means if we can get it, I want to make a video off of us trying
How much are they?
Well, that's what I'm about ready to find out.
Oh my gosh.
Noodle
Oh my gosh, you guys.
Is it here?
We didn't try this Mountain Dew Cheetos thing specifically for the reason that I didn't want.
No, it's not here.
Because it's not available for the US.
When he's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, you have to go to the Amazon Japan page in order to buy that.
Oh, okay.
Which I know how to get to, but I'm not going to tell you how to get to it.
Oh, okay. Oh. Okay, well, fine. I guess we'll just have to, put that video on hold until it's available here in the States.
Don't none of you send it. Don't none of you buy it and send it. We're not doing it. I don't think I can drink a savory soda.
I don't think I've ever had.
I love like a mineral water. I love a sparkling water with like lime or lemon or whatever, like LaCroix type stuff. We've drank some weird sodas, but not cup of noodle soda. Come on.
Well, in the quote that Marvin Martin's looking up for Panda's what is it? Kung
Kung
Fu
Fu Panda's
Pandas.
goose
We are
father.
simple noodle folk.
I will renounce noodles for a day. I renounce the noodles for a day.
Never.
No.
But then again, I mean, how much? I mean, I'm wondering how much they are too, because yeah, I mean, if they're also too expensive, it's one of those things that you're just like, I don't think I want to spend that much on just getting like one of these. I mean, I think we'd try to get like one of each, but I'm just like, I don't think I've ever really had a savory beverage with like my dinner or anything.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I've had like maybe I've drank.
that's like drinking bubbly soup, cold bubbly soup.
Cold bubbly soup.
That's disgusting.
Anyone here like cold bubbly soup? Because
No.
then this product is for you.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I am looking at the Nissan store. What are you laughing at?
Blade.
What is he?
Oh, he's-
Wendy's saying, "Don't buy it and send it to us." Really brings out the evil side of it. Blade.
I had a feeling. I'm kind of like,
Don't do it.
as soon as you said that, I was like, that's testing fate, hon.
Don't
That's
do it.
testing fate.
Don't do
But
it.
what are your guys' thoughts on this? And if you had to try one out of the 4 that they have, which one is the one that you're like, okay, I'm being forced to drink one of these? Which
Mhm.
one is the one that you'd be like, okay, I'll try that one? And which is the one that you're like, oh, hell no?
Which one would you try?
Can you bring up the picture again?
Yes.
Because I know there was the regular cup of noodles, there was a curry,
Seafood and chili tomato.
ooh. Okay, I'd probably go for the regular cup of noodles. I think the one that I'd be like, oh, hell no, the other 3. Because I don't know if I'm pretty bad. I'm like, I don't want the seafood one. The seafood one, I'm just like, ugh. But then cold curry, I'm just like, that's not good either.
No, we love curry. We
But,
actually
like,
had curry the other night.
Seafood soda. It just reminds me of that Simpsons episode when Homer's in New York trying to get
Yeah.
his car back,
Mhm.
and he gets that food from that vendor, and he's like, what do you have to drink? And he's like, we have crab juice or Mountain Dew. And he goes, oh, I'll take the crab juice.
No. No. So yeah, out of the 4 flavors. Okay, so it basically, here's a more in-depth description about the flavors, the 4 flavors. It includes the basic cup noodle in a ginger ale style.
Oh.
Okay, wait, it gets worse. Cup of noodle in a ginger ale style actually sounds the mildest out of the 3. Then for the seafood flavor, seafood with a cream soda base.
Oh my God. No.
Curry
No.
cola, and then it just says chili tomato. It just says chili tomato. It doesn't say much
Okay,
else.
chili tomato might kind of come out as a what is that? It's like tomato juice, kind of like a spicy tomato
like
juice,
a V8.
like a V. That's what I was looking for,
Like a
like a V8, or kind of like, I mean, add a little bit of alcohol in there, and maybe you have a Bloody Mary, kind of a
I don't even
thing.
like Bloody Marys that much. All right, you can't buy it from the Japanese website.
You can't.
You can,
Oh, okay.
but I think we have to pay duty and all that stuff.
Duty.
It's not letting me click on it. It's just telling me that it's available. Okay.
Oh, who suggested that? Oh, it's okay. Yeah, clam chowder soda. Yeah, it's pretty much that's that's kind of the vibe that it's giving. And
Okay, I think the only one I'd be able to do if we actually got it would be the ginger ale style original flavor. Because as much as I love curry, a curry cola, I don't know if that's just I don't think I can do it. So let us know which one you would try. You guys would be down to try. Crab juice, kind of like V8. I'll deal with curry, Blade says. Let's see. Tukey Fuzz Fuzzy Duke. That is the screen name. It's not my screen name. I'm just reading it as it's spelled. Chili tomato looks good.
chili tomato. Actually, I think now that you
Gemmo
get-
says no way seafood. A couple of people would try curry. Are we not brave? Are we not as brave as we thought when it comes to food?
Well,
They have the chat saying that they would try the curry.
Well, I think the spicy V8,
That's the chili tomato.
the chili tomato might be able to be good to pull off,
Yeah.
and maybe the regular cup of noodles. But yeah, I think, and now that people are starting to put in there a little bit more, the curry might be okay, but still, no for the seafood. No.
Because it's cream soda based. Like, Why?
Yeah.
Why? Now I can all because of the chat. All I can think is like cold clam chowder. Huh. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on
We're
to
changing.
the next topic. Next topic, we have new images from the Eternals, and this is you can only get these images from. I mean, we pulled some of these off the website, but you can get them from Total Film Magazine. There's 4 different covers to collect. If you like to collect, we have obviously the beautiful, the ever gorgeous Gemma Chin. We have Kumail, we've got Gemma, and we've got, and I forgot her name already, but the actor who was playing Sprite in this shot as well in their regular non-superhero clothes. Though I do like this jacket that Kumail has on. I kind of want it. Why are they so stylish?
Shoulder.
They're stylish. This is like they're trying to be. I'm normal, fitting in. I'm a regular human, but look how well dressed they are. And of course, all the shots beautiful. We've got Chloe Zhao right here in this shot with Gemma Chan directing her. I don't know how like Gemma, if you just look at her, not a single hair out of place. She is literally an angel.
Mm-hmm.
She is literally an angel. We've got a group shot here. You guys see our arms on the bottom. Sorry about that. We've got a slight group shot. It's not everybody, but it's some people. Surprise appearance by Navi. And again, with the 4 covers, you can get these. These are from Total Film Magazine. And there's 4 different covers. So if you're really into covers and collecting them, these are, I think it would look really cool if you framed the covers in like a frame, just have 4 of them side by side. That would look really, really cool. And it just gets us, even more excited for the upcoming film for the Eternals. I'm still working on finishing the Neil Gaiman stuff. And I'm still like a month away. So we're okay, a little bit more than a month away. So I've still got time to finish that off and then move on to the Jack Kirby one.
Mm-hmm.
So let us know what you guys thought of these images in the comment section below. Anything that came to mind as you looked at these images?
I really liked some of the shots. The one shot with the director and Emma Chang, not Gemma, sorry. I mean, because it shows that beautiful ocean background. It shows, her being involved with the actors. And I do like the one thing that you did point out is that she has her hair, and you still see on the director the flyaway a little bit, but like on her hair,
wind and everything,
perfect.
It's like she's untouchable by the elements because she is an angel. And she is perfect. I can't wait. Sorry, my nose is getting a little itchy because we've left the windows open. The temperature in LA has dropped significantly. We went from like a straight like high 90s, mid 90s to I think it's like a low 80s, high 70s. But with the open windows comes all the allergens because we have a giant oak tree that's right next to our apartment. So while we love the cross breeze, my allergy is not having it. And I also stopped taking my allergy medicine the last 2 days. So we're having a moment. And so if you see me walk off screen to sneeze, you know why. I'm not sick, just allergies because I felt fine all this morning until literally just right now.
Mm-hmm.
Should we move on to the next topic here?
Next topic.
Keegan-Michael Key cast in Wonka. I know we may not necessarily need another Willy Wonka chocolate factory story. We've got the original, the one with Gene Wilder, which it's obviously still my favorite. We do have also the Johnny Depp version that is called Charlie,
which is based off of
factory.
a little bit more of the original one. They wanted to push Gene Wilder for as the big star, so they changed it to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory,
of course, which makes sense
to
me. And then the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory didn't really work that well for me. To me, still the original, still no one can none of that film does not compare to the original. But this one is called Wonka. Keegan-Michael Key's just been cast in it to star alongside Timothée Chalamet, who will be playing the famed chocolatier. He will be Willy Wonka, young Wonka.
Yeah, when you look at Timothée Chalamet and look at some young pictures of Gene Wilder, I could be like, they look very similar. I think Timothée Chalamet has a little bit more sharper features than Gene Wilder does, but I still think that would be, he's a good person to pick. One, we know he can act. We know that Timothée Chalamet is an amazing actor.
Can't wait to see him in Dune.
I didn't know he could sing though, but you get surprised.
These days, these actors, like literally, they're all triple threats. They can act, they can sing, they can dance, they can do it all. which is really fantastic. Keegan-Michael Key, we also know that he can sing and dance. If you saw the Christmas movie on Netflix, Jingo Jango, I think
Jingo Jango.
He plays the villain, but he is a lot of fun in that one. So as far as his role in the film, it's still definitely being kept under wraps, so we don't know exactly. But what we do know is that Wonka is it's meant to be a prequel of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. So that's going to be interesting, and according to Variety, will explore the upbringings of the man who later created the famous Temple of the Confectionery Treats. I feel like we need to load ourselves up with all the treats, all the candies in the world before we go and see this. Just so we're not looking at the film and going, I want all of that.
Yeah, so we actually have some candy set and ready. And I'm just really curious on how they're going to do this, how they're going to tell this story. Because, yeah, we did kind of get the story of Willy Wonka in the previous one. And so far, you know, honestly, I wasn't really asking for this. I don't know how many people really were.
Right.
But, you know, Timothée Chalamet is a great talent. Keegan-Michael Key, great talent.
As
long as you keep on adding talent, it at least makes me curious.
Yes.
Makes me go, okay, what are you doing with this again? Pitch it to me again. To see if maybe the second or third time that you tell me about it, I like it.
Yes.
Kind of a thing. So, but I still have to wait to see some pictures, some story breakdown, and maybe an example of them singing.
Yeah, well, you know, Debbie's giving the perfect example here of Keegan-Michael Key singing. If you didn't see the Christmas movie, that's okay. You can also watch Schmigadoon. I don't know how to say the name correctly. It's on Apple TV Plus, and it is a musical, so you can get to see his musical talent in that show if you want to go ahead and check it out. But yeah, I will say that it's the actors who are right now making me very interested in watching Wonka. Otherwise, I don't really feel like it's technically like I certainly wasn't thinking like, wow, what I wouldn't give for a Wonka film. You know what I mean? I love Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. I really do. I think it's I watched it since I was little, and like I dream of like, wow, chocolate milk river. That's cool. You know, licking the wall because like it tasted like which also now retrospect, because as an adult, I'm like, ew, how unsanitary. Whose hands been on those walls?
Well, and also the thing is though, this is a prequel. So this is before the factory opens up. This is before anyone gets a golden ticket. So Charlie or any of the other kids aren't going to be in it.
Nope.
So it's going to be missing a lot of the things that drew us to the story of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, which is the Chocolate Factory. It's just Wonka and his story. And you're going to have to find a really interesting way, I think, to twist that or put a good spin on it to make it more appealing, to make people go, okay, I'll give you a chance, because I think they definitely have an uphill battle.
I don't think I've seen a film that Timothée Chalamet was involved in that I didn't like, and I don't think he's the type of actor who would take a role just to take the role. There must have been something that really interested him about the role. So I am definitely curious, and we'll keep our eyes, of course, on this topic, and we will revisit it on the show whenever new information comes out.
Definitely be doing a trailer reaction whenever one comes out.
It won't be for years, because they've just cast Keegan-Michael Key, so they have not even started production as of yet. We got a super chat from Marvin Martin.
Oh, thank you so much, Marvin.
So much. Who writes, Tim Chalamet, that candy always seems spicy, and those Oompa Loompas follow Willy like the chosen one. That chocolate river sure deemed warm-like. A little Doom fun for you guys out there.
I would also, that's going to be a little interesting, because how do you spin the story of the Oompa Loompas and why they come to work for Willy Wonka? Because if any of you have watched Robot Chicken, there are a lot of like, ooh, yeah, that doesn't really go very well. They look very much like slaves.
Oh,
and the Oompa Loompas, and they do kind of. You're going to have to deal with this very, very carefully.
Well, we'll see. It's an origin story. It's an origin of how he came into possession of said factory
And the Oompa Loompas.
and the Oompas. So we will see what that is all about. But yeah, that is interesting that you bring up the robot chicken stuff. And let's see. Blade says, didn't Tim Burton's version have some backstory adventure about Wonka? I would like to learn more about making that chocolate palace for the Sultan. For the Sultan. Imagine all the chocolate art.
Well, they talked about that Willy Wonka went into the woods, and not into the jungles, looking for new mysterious flavors.
Sorry.
And brought the Oompa Loompas out who are struggling and trying to live. And he was like, well, I can give you as much chocolate as you like.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. If you come work with me in the factory.
Yeah.
Which is, come work with me in the factory, just rings a little too...
I wonder if they'll turn it more into like a partnership.
Yeah.
Like a business deal or something like that. And well, you know, we can speculate all we want, but we won't know until we see the film. But Marvin says shows how he meets the Oompa Loompas. And let's see, a lot of comments about snozberry tastes like snozberry. What does she say?
The snozberries?
Yeah, but what does she say?
What's a snozberry?
Or something like that.
Yeah.
That was such a fun. I remember watching her get hers.
But
as she
I
turned
want
into
an
the blue.
Oompa Loompa now.
I want a golden goose.
I want the golden goose.
Anyways, all right, guys.
You can't have one.
Let's see. There was a comment that I'm looking for. Here we go. Sean Banks. We didn't actually put this on the rundown, but we'll talk about it here since Sean's asking about it. Sean says, speaking of remakes, I've heard a rumor that WB is planning on making a remake of the Lost Boys movie. I am not sure about doing that. So I think it is confirmed. I remember reading about it. I think it was actually during yesterday's Explain the World with John Roca, and I believe it's an exclusive on Variety. So if you guys remember Lost Boys, I don't even know what year it came out. I saw it when I was much older.
Much
they're
younger.
remaking. I think I was born yet. I don't know. I was very young when I saw it. Really didn't understand it the first time I watched it, so I had to watch it again. So like to my aunt, I was like, "Why are you showing me this? Why do you show me
plus,
films
when
like
I was
this?"
younger, I mean, I know of the Lost Boys. I've seen clips and snippets of it, but it came out when I was little, and when I was little, I did not like horror movies. I liked horror movies less than I do now. So I was very much like, I don't even know if I've seen it all the way through from beginning to end. I know I've probably seen the whole thing.
Maybe we can do a rewatch or something.
But honestly, this actually is probably a franchise that is ripe for retelling. I mean, you can put a very modern twist on this kind of vampire story. I think it would do very well. You can do better special effects. You can do, you can get an amazing cast. You can put a new modern twist on it. I think that The Lost Boys, if can be done very well, and you can tell how you can have a really good story with that and a really good remake. What do you guys think? Is The Lost Boys one of those movies for you that you're like, no, don't touch it? I hate the idea.
Back to the Future,
or if you're like, like how Back to the Future or remaking any of the original Star Wars movies kind of is. What do you guys think of them remaking The Lost Boys?
And I do want to say, let's see, for the cast of this film, it's, I believe, confirmed Noah Jupe, who you know from A Quiet Place 1 and 2, Honey Boy, as well as Jaden Martell, who you've seen from It, is confirmed as part of the cast for this movie. I'm not sure who else is in it, but I do feel bad. Like, this is the second remake that Jaden Martell has been involved in, because he was in It, and now he's in Lost Boys. I think the only other original movie he's been in, like that's not like a remake or reboot, was Knives Out. And that was it. And he had a smaller part because it's such a big ensemble film. But I feel bad for the kids because they're so talented, but they keep getting cast in reboots and remakes. A little bit.
That's all we get. I want something original.
So we will keep our eyes on that as well as they announce more news, more casting, anything like that. We've got a super chat from Vanja. Vanja, thanks so much.
Oh.
Who writes, Guns N' Roses were Metallica.
Do you want to say it on? Because I first I was like, ooh,
That's
this,
hard.
or then I was like, oh wait, no.
Okay,
I know which
you
one
count
I've
down.
listened to a lot more.
You count down.
3, 2, 1.
Metallica.
I mean,
that's not to say one is better than the other.
No,
okay,
no, no, no.
It's not that. It's just which one we happen to have listened to more.
Yeah, I've listened to a lot more Metallica than I have Guns N' Roses, and I love Guns N' Roses. I think they're a great band. They have amazing music. But yeah, I've just listened to a lot more Metallica in my life, and I own more Metallica albums than I do Guns N' Roses albums.
I don't feel like I owned any of the albums, but definitely listen to the songs.
I heard I have the whole box set for the one that they did with the which I can't remember which orchestra it was, but they did a whole bunch of their songs with like the London Symphony Orchestra or the LA Orchestra, and it was amazing.
Nice.
Oh, I loved it. It was so good.
Blade says, is it Appetite or Appetite? I don't know that word. For Destruction was my favorite CD. Do you remember
Appetite
that
for
one?
Destruction.
Do you remember it? Nice.
It was,
you remember any of the songs that stood out to you on that
off
album?
the top of my head, I can't remember which one. Because for me, they all kind of blend in together. But yeah,
I don't have any idea of like discography and what songs from what album. I just know like kind of like there are some of their probably biggest hits and things like that. Let's see. Where was I going? Oh, right. I didn't have a topic written out for this, so I guess I'll just put the Newsflash banner back on. But we've got a little fun update from Laika Studios. If you guys don't know Laika, Laika is responsible for films like Kubo and the Two Strings.
Kubo and the Two Strings,
Coraline.
Paranorman. My favorite two that they've ever done. Yeah. Kubo and the Two Strings and Paranorman.
Kubo
At the end
excellent.
Of both of those movies, I was just bawling, but yet I was still just enthralled by the amazing visuals that they have. I loved how they did stop motion animation. It is amazing, and they're doing
takes years, guys.
They are doing their next project based off of a book that is written by Colin Mello, who is the lead singer for The Decemberist. I listened to The Decemberist a lot when I was younger, about 10 years, no, more than that. The Decemberists have been out for, about 15 years, 14 years or so. But they have, he wrote a book called Wildwood, and it's based off of that, the Wildwood Chronicles. I believe there's 3 total in the whole series, and it's pretty much a story that takes place, in Portland, Oregon. And the way that this book starts off with this little girl whose baby brother gets kidnapped by 5 crows.
What?
And the fact that she's just sitting there going, wait, how is this possible? How is 5 crows lifting a 20-pound baby? And then she's like, wait, what am I doing? I got to go. And it's one of those fantasy adventures that just sounds like it is perfect for Laika Studios to tackle. And the fact that the lead singer of Decemberist, that the president of Laika is also from Portland, Oregon, and they're both just passionate about this project. I am just like, I cannot wait to see some artwork for this project. I am super excited.
Well, you guys just saw that one, the single artwork that I was able to find on the Variety website for Wildwood. That's kind of gives you an idea of what the film will look like. And like Dustin said, this film will be directed by Travis Knight, who is the president and CEO of the studio, who also directed not just Kubo and the Two Strings, but the Bumblebee movie. So I'm very, very excited. Got to meet Travis Knight once. He actually signed, because I happen to have the Kubo and the Two Strings posters with me, and I asked if he could sign it. He signed both. So they're framed up in our geek corner, which is pretty cool. And here is the synopsis for the film. It says, quote, "Beyond Portland's city limits lies Wildwood. You're not supposed to go there. You're not even supposed to know it exists. But Prue McKeel is about to enter this enchanted wonderland. Her baby brother has been taken by a murder of crows." I love that. Murder of crows. Into the forest depths. And she, along with her hapless classmate, Curtis, poor Curtis, is going to get him back. Prue might think she's too old for fairy tales, but she's just found herself at the center of one. One filled with strange talking animals, roguish bandits, and powerful figures with darkest intentions. Ooh.
I love the way this sounds.
Yes.
I am so excited for this. I can't wait to see these visuals. I can't wait to see how Laika takes the description from the books and some of the artwork from the
Mhm.
books
Mhm.
and transform them into stop motion characters, because even the some of the Leica movies that I wasn't as excited about, that I didn't like as much, still just had beautiful artwork and beautiful sculptures for their figures that they put.
And this comment right here by Brandon Wright, you've hit it on the nose. As an animator, which by the way, props to you. Like, I think animation is incredible. So much talent, so much work. And Brandon says, I feel Leica's work is super underrated.
Yeah.
I cannot tell you how many times I try to have conversation with people and they're like, hey, what are you watching these days? And this would be like when Kubo came out. And I'm like, oh, I'm really into Kubo. They're like, what's Kubo and the Two Strings? And I tell them, oh, it's a stop motion or claymation, styled film, feature length film. And then they just stop me right there and then. They're like, I don't watch cartoon. And I was like, well,
it's not a cartoon.
One, it's not a cartoon. It's stop motion animation, which is very, very different than, so like animation has a lot of hard work because there's a lot of back and forth, then there's coloring, inking, and all that other stuff, the terminologies that I don't know even after watching 50 million documentaries on animation. But claymation or stop motion is so different because you're essentially taking photos of each action. So having a character walk down the street could take days to film, as opposed to if you're animating something, maybe it takes you 1 day to draw something. I don't know the time frame. I think it depends on how quickly you work and what style you're working with. If you're doing like paper, pencil, maybe a little different than like, digital 3D stuff, but it's a lot of work.
I loved some of the behind the scenes footage that they did where it was, what is that called when they take a picture like every 30 seconds with a camera and they're showing them just doing the work, and you actually see like the idea of how it just flows together and seeing them move each piece.
Yeah.
It is,
it's
such
incredible.
an underappreciated art form, and it is so much work, and getting the camera angles, and then you still need to put some CGI in there to put in the background.
Yeah, they did a little bit of that for Kubo, but for the most part, it's practical. The sets move, the characters' faces get swapped out. They're every little like eyebrow twitch, and what I found incredible with Kubo was the big fight scene between Kubo and the sisters. And they're in the air. There's freaking leaves flying around. I'm like, how is this stop motion? You forget sometimes that it's stop motion.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely amazing. And
time lapse
photography.
When they're doing time lapse of them actually working on it. I actually just like time lapse in general. Like, say if someone's putting together a huge Lego construction and they just have that time lapse, you just kind of see them building it up. Or if they're putting down dominoes.
Yeah,
dominoes,
really cool. Sorry. I've been listening to way too many Stray Kids songs lately. Brandon with another comment here, True, says, I do 3D animation, which is difficult, yes. But stop motion is such a unique and difficult art form to learn. They're just
so underappreciated.
So underappreciated. I really wish people would be like, oh, I don't watch cartoons. Like, it's for kids. It's like, but it's not, though. Like, if you watch a lot of the Leica films, like Coraline straight up is scary.
It's
and you guys
creepy,
know I love horror films, but I was watching, I couldn't handle some of the Coraline stuff when they got the buttons for eyes. I was like, no. Blade says here, I get a little upset when people discount animated or stop motion films. I have seen so many Japanese animated films that hit just as hard emotionally as any blockbuster Hollywood film. If you don't believe me, if you don't believe Blade's comment, go and watch Grave of the Fireflies. You will boohoo through the entire film.
Yeah.
The entire film.
Or anything that's by Miyazaki. Now, I know Grave of the Fireflies wasn't actually done by Miyazaki, but I think it was done by his company, right? Or something like there was some kind of thing.
There's some sort of involvement and connection there.
Anything done by Miyazaki. I love all of his work, and the fact that it's a cartoon. No, it's
more
still an amazing story.
Right. Yeah. It's still,
Pompoko.
Pompoko is great.
I thought that was a hilarious movie.
Fantastic. And with our final segment for the day, we're going to talk about episode 6 of What If. When we leave this on the later part of the show, close to the end, because just in case everybody has not had time to catch up with the latest What If episode, we figure we put it at the end so we can at least have the time to chat with you about all the other topics before you say, I haven't watched, so no spoilers. So this is your spoiler warning. We're going to go ahead and dive into the spoiler discussion for episode 6 of What If. This one is, what if Killmonger rescued or saved Tony Stark. And this takes us all the way back to the first Iron Man, essentially the first like official film that kicked off the MCU, if you will. And you know, so what happens, and the repercussion is not just what happens if the villain got the second chance, but what if Tony Stark literally never becomes Iron Man?
Yeah, I mean that was actually a very interesting
which
discussion.
is not really that's not the direction of the episode. Just don't like it.
And you wonder what happens if that. I mean, there's so many of these stories.
Thank you, Bleeding Green.
Thank you, Bleeding Green. Happy weekend.
Happy weekend. Yes, it's the weekend.
Party time. But I mean, it really does. I want to see almost every single one of these what if episodes extended out more, because I want to see oh wait, if this happened, then what's going to happen in all of these situations? What happens over here? What happens? Yeah, if Iron Man wasn't there for the final snap, he wasn't there to fight Thanos.
Yeah.
So, but now Killmonger is in charge of Wakanda.
He's positioned himself, you know, really deep within Wakanda, where if and when maybe T'Chaka dies, he potentially could lead. Yeah. Or, you know, but at least he's like now, because of what happened between him and T'Challa, he gets to be the Black Panther. He is in Wakanda. He's in a position of power, of influence. Granted, and we're jumping super far ahead here, Shuri, being the genius that she is, definitely figured it out. And there was a lot of comments. People were asking why, in our reaction video, like, why is Shuri so young? You have to remember that this is not based in the time that we first met her in Black Panther, because then things have been moving along, and this is post Civil War when we first meet Shuri in the MCU. So in this what if scenario, this is literally years earlier with
she would be 10 years younger.
Right? She's like about 8 or something like that.
Oh no.
No.
Well, I think in Black Panther she's like 20 something. Maybe a little bit younger.
I think 20 something is
well, I was like thinking 20. Okay, maybe 18.
Correct. I think
18 around there. But this would
somebody said that she's about 8 or 9 in the what if episode.
Yeah, that's probably a good guess.
Yeah. So that is why she looks so young. But this one's really interesting because I really enjoyed seeing Killmonger in Black Panther, the film. I thought he was a really interesting villain. There were a lot of times, you know, as much as you and I love Marvel films, we don't always love the villains in the film. Like I remember, you know, seeing like the first time, oh my God, we're getting the Mandarin. And then it was Trevor. And we're like, it was like the biggest letdown. I was
so upset about that.
Yeah.
So many people were upset about Trevor as the Mandarin.
Oh God. So when we got Killmonger, I was like, what an interesting, you know, nemesis for Black Panther. But then they did what they did in the Black Panther movie, and we're like, oh, so that's it. We're not gonna see Michael B. Jordan again as like Killmonger unless we go to the ancestral plane. Like that kind of sucked, because I really liked his character and his thought of, what was it that somebody said about the best villains is the ones that think that they're justified.
What they don't see themselves as
like
villains.
Like Thanos is that. You know,
Thanos is like that.
Killmonger's
like that. Loki's not like that. Loki definitely knows he's a villain.
And he loves it. It's his glorious purpose.
I am burdened with glorious purpose.
Majali, thank you. I'm sorry if I'm saying your name incorrectly, but thank you so much for the super chat.
Thank you so much.
I like the show. Keep it up. Yay,
Woo!
thumbs up.
We plan to.
So much. We have a special announcement too, but we'll leave that for at the end of the live stream, because it's just a small, tiny announcement. Nothing. It's a big deal, but it's also like not like that big of a deal. It's just exciting. But anyways, back to this episode. We see the return of Ulysses Claw. In this episode as well. But what happens in that facility, I think that's when the episode became really shocking to me, because, you know, Killmonger is just got a plan, man with a plan, really, really intelligent. And with the charm that he has, you know, is able to really convince people like, yeah, I want to work with him, and he's trustworthy, and look at him. He's, you know, got all these medals for war. Yeah. Decorated officer. Then it's kind of like the double cross of the double cross of the double cross, because the only person that he is interested in investing in is himself.
Yes. And it may just throughout the entire episode, we're going, wait, maybe he is a good guy. Oh, wait. Maybe this does go down a good path. And then you're like, wait, no, but then hold on a second. And it kept you guessing. And I really liked that about this episode. Navi.
Oh,
you're going
she was squirting. I think she wanted off.
Okay. But that's what I really liked about this episode was the fact that one, they kept you guessing. I was really curious on where this is going and how is this going to turn out. And they just did a beautiful job, I think, on giving this villain a chance to succeed, kind of a thing. You know, what would have happened if he did have the chance to be able to become the Black Panther once again?
Yeah, that's really interesting. We have a really interesting comment / question from, sorry, our dog just decided she wanted to bolt out of the room for no reason at all. From Sean. Sean writes, do we know if T'Challa had the Wakanda herb inside him then, since it's technically 2008 and he didn't get to be the current Black Panther 2018? Maybe that's why Killmonger knew he could kill him so quickly. That's an interesting theory.
Very true. But I think
in order to don the suit.
Yes. You
right?
have to have the herb.
Well, no, wait, hold on though. He brings up a good point. In the film in 2018, he only got it because there was that struggle for power between him and M'Baku, was it, right?
Well, he had it also taken away before he did the challenge. Oh,
that's what it was. Okay, I'm mistaken. Oh.
So I think he did. Okay. It's just the fact that Killmonger kind of sucker punched him. He kind of snuck up behind him with that tranquilizer.
Yeah.
With that Sonic's.
It's the same thing that what's his face used. Oh.
Yeah, the Obadiah.
Yes, with the in Iron Man 1. Which is, by the way, Obadiah got his very early on because
I love
Killmonger was like, no, man, you're not going to screw up my plan. So I'm just going to throw you in jail for all this dirty stuff that you've been doing. And of course, Happy got his little punch in. Felt bad for Happy in this episode.
Oh, yeah. Poor Happy.
I know.
He got
gets turned into a zombie for the last episode.
He gets passed up for a promotion in this one.
Nothing has fared well for Tony in any of the episodes so far.
Yeah. He's
zombie Tony.
Dead Tony
because of Hank Pym, and dead Tony again because of Killmonger. Really interesting. Sabi-Wan Kenobi writes, I love this comment. The Watcher, good observation, becomes clearer and closer with each episode. He was really definitely more recognizable, like instead of blending in with the background a little bit more.
Yeah, he did kind of stand out a lot more.
I wonder if as the episodes progress.
I think there's going like around the last episode, he's probably, even though he says, I can't interfere, he's going to. Because there's plenty of times in the comic books where the Watcher does actually interfere.
Yeah.
And one of them, actually, if I'm not mistaken, was Marvel Zombies.
Yes.
Where the Watcher actually does kind of intervene and he gathers up some heroes. And it was because of him, I think, that the infected actually do get to that universe kind of thing. And he actually does send him there. But I'm also just curious. We haven't really gotten to see anything of Thor we've seen him die in that one episode with Hank Pym, but I want to see more. I mean, I know we're probably going to get an episode.
Well, this is episode 6, so we've got 3 more. I think we get one more with Chadwick somewhere, right? Because we have the this episode with Chadwick, we have the Guardians of the Galaxy episode with Chadwick, and we had one of him in the zombie episode. So I think there's one more episode where we get to hear Chadwick Boseman again, which is always so great. Let's see. Mataranta says you could hear in Chadwick's voice that his health had deteriorated already, and that last line from the Watcher. Yeah. It's definitely still hurts every time. I'm very excited, of course, to here's a little bit more of his work. We get to hear him again, but then you think about you won't hear it again after that. It makes me really, really sad. Let's see. Sean says, I like how the robot Tony and Killmonger made. The robot that they made. that looks like the robots that Justin Hammer
Oh yeah,
made.
that's right. In
Very
the second
interesting.
one.
We were so distracted because it looks so much like Gundam.
Yeah, and once they took away the Gundam element, they still had the head that looked very much like
Good
the
observation,
drones
you
that they fought
guys.
in Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
So, but also, what is it? They were a little bit more made by Whiplash than they were by Hammer, because he was the one who was like, Justin Hammer wanted to have that suit of armor like the Iron Man, and then Whiplash was like, no, drone is better.
Yeah. Interesting. Subby1 Kenobi also says, Party Thor next episode. Ultron with all Infinity Stones coming. Ooh. I think
yeah, that's right.
The Watchers start saving heroes, and we will wrap their episodes or wrap. Maybe wrap. I'm going to put this up. We'll start saving heroes, and we will wrap their episodes in 8, and then Standoff in Captain Carter's universe in episode 9. How
I would love to see that.
Yeah.
Because we still have not seen 2 characters yet that we've seen in promotional material. One is that knight-looking Ultron that looks like he's like a lance. He has like a lancer kind of a knight look to him. But we also haven't seen Gamora take over Thanos's role.
Yes.
When she's holding the double blade. So I'm really curious on how those fit in. And we've seen images of Thor.
Yes.
And we don't know where he comes in yet. And he seems very much, like Party Thor.
Yes.
So it's like, just review for those who didn't get it. I mean, I got it, but just for those who didn't.
And we also have, we won't say what we got a what if box, but we'll keep some of the details like under wraps, just in case it becomes like too spoilery for you guys. But What If did send over a nice little package for us that included a lot of cool Lego minifigures and like one Lego set that we will put together, but we won't do it until that episode airs, just in case somebody's like, that's spoiler. I mean, we've seen it. I literally don't know what it means, but we know that that's something we can look for in a future episode. But based on the minifigures alone, let's see.
Well, I think they actually
they did What If and Marvel shows, Disney Plus shows.
Yeah, but they also put up a poster somewhere. I remember, I think it's in our Discord.
Okay, I'll look.
For the What If. And it was a picture of Tony, but it looked like he was in his Iron Man suit when he was with the Guardians of the Galaxy, or when he was with like the Nova Corps.
Ooh.
So I think we're still getting a what if Tony became part of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Really?
And I think that would make a really good story, because he goes during the Battle of New York, he goes up into that wormhole, up into the the wormhole, and he throws the nuke in there, blows everything up.
Right.
But he doesn't make it through before the wormhole closes.
Right.
And then the Guardians come and try to do some salvage work and pick up Tony, and then he just becomes part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, because there's no way for him to get back to Earth at this time.
Okay, I'm scrolling through our Discord here. I can't find the pictures that Dustin is talking about, but you've seen it, so
I saw it somewhere.
I'm definitely just taking your word for it for now, because I can't put up any sort of artwork otherwise. I can't find it. But they also released a mid-season sneak peek video. So if you guys are looking for extra footage for a hint at what's coming next for What If, you can go ahead and watch that video, which is on, I think, probably the Marvel Studios Entertainment YouTube channel. So go ahead and look that up and check that out. And with that, I believe it's the end of our episode.
No.
That's it.
I mean, because I love this episode of What If. I can't wait to see more. And I can't wait to see where they're going with it. And it would make a little bit of sense that there's some kind of big trouble going on, that the Watcher's like, I need to bring some heroes in to fight this. And he plucks, what is his name? Doctor Strange from his universe. He's like, well, everyone's already dead in this universe, so me taking you isn't going to make any difference.
Yeah.
And go through a couple, what are those called? Apocalyptic moments in their timelines to take a couple other people, because it wouldn't diverge the timeline.
You know what I like that they, if you follow the Disney Plus Twitter account, right before a new episode airs, they always put up a little teaser. And what they always use is they have like the typed letters on the bottom, like captions. gives you a little bit of a plot for the upcoming episode, but they always show like the TVA timeline breach graphic as well. So I think that's really cool that they're kind of, you know, making sure like, yes, we're aware of the time, the what if essentially would be like a Nexus event and things like that. So I think that is really cool. We're looking for the Party Thor episode that is coming up according to the chat here. So we of course are excited to see that. And with that said, you guys, that is the end of today's live stream.
And if I'm not mistaken, you still had one small announcement that you wanted to make.
I still have
before we end.
I have to confirm in the email because I forgot to do that. So I will do so after this. But you guys know that we order 50 million things from Amazon all the time, and hashtag not sponsored, because it's just like, who doesn't use it these days since it's so easily accessible. And I think our shopping habit definitely, as far as Amazon goes, like definitely saw an uptick during the pandemic because it was easier to get things delivered here than like going to the store and get it, and vice versa. So we actually will be starting live streaming on Amazon Live pretty soon. We don't have an exact date when we're starting because we have some paperwork we have to finish signing, all of that stuff, but we do want to let you guys know. So we will have more information for you guys. We will put it in the Discord and our social media, and a link, of course, you can watch us talk about literally anything, because people sometimes want to know what our setup is like. So like we could do live streams like that. We can do a live stream with Navi and she can show off her favorite snacks and food and costumes, or our favorite movies that are on Amazon Prime. It's really limitless, very flexible. So we're excited to share that with you guys. We don't have a storefront set up yet, but we will. So yeah, we will go ahead and keep you guys in the loop when that happens. And with that, that is the end of today's live stream. Thank you all so much for hanging out with us. We will be back on Wednesday, right? Hold on, let me check.
Yep. Well, I believe Wednesday. Yeah, unless there's something.
Sometimes things come up sometimes things come up last minute and we cancel. But as of right now, Wednesday is on. So we will see you then. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Hey, and hit that like button, which is a thumbs up button. Really helps us get more visibility here on YouTube. Literally takes you less than a second to do it. If you can help us out, that would be so great. We're so close to hitting 50K on the channel. Appreciate all of you guys' support, and for all of you guys stopping by and hanging out with us, watching our videos. So you guys have a great weekend, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye, everyone.